Well, hello Rabbitohs members and supporters. Welcome to the latest episode of the Rabbitohs Insider. Bronte, what have we got this week?
Thanks, Jez. So first up, we're going to head over to Redfern to talk to our friends Mark Ellison and John Sutton in this week's Playmakers segment, brought to you by our friends at Zoom Video Communications.
Then we'll let you know what you need to know ahead of the big game against the Tigers at Leichhardt Oval on Sunday afternoon, brought to you by What If?
Then we're going to head over to our head of Pathways, Joe O'Callaghan, as he gives us this week's Pathways wrap-up, brought to you by our friends at whatif.com.
And finally, we're going to have a look at the goal kicking of Adam Reynolds in our feature piece as he heads towards the record of being our greatest ever goal kicker. Let's get into it.
And now it's time to head over to Redfern with our friends Ello and Sutto with this week's Playmakers segment, brought to you by our friends at Zoom Video Communications.
And welcome once again to the Playmakers that is brought to us by Zoom Video Communication. John Sutton, he's with us again today to talk about what's going on around the traps, and we're back in the bubble again, mate.
Yeah, back in the bubble, Ello. Obviously, we just got to do what we can do in these few tough weeks, but we'll be all right.
The positive is it's later in the season now. Hopefully, the government can get on control of it all with the lockdown of Sydney. So, there's a positives there. We might not be in as long as we were last year.
Yeah, definitely. Last year was a very long year with the bubble, but yeah, like you said, hopefully we can get out of here soon.
It seems such a long time ago we played the Broncos too, but magnificent performance, and we've been talking about the theme in the last few weeks about our defence, and it was just unbelievable again.
Yeah, it was. We were smashing him in D, running him back in the in goals, taking him over the sideline. That's what set the tone for the game, and off the back of that, we scored some, really good tries.
We really did, and one of them, the first try, was just absolute brilliance. The anticipation and the relationship that Cody and Latrell have got together for that first try was just magnificent. Their
combination is growing every week. They're playing really good football, and just for Latrell to pop up on the inside and Cody to find him was just, one of the standout plays of the game.
And he had that 4-week break. He's come back, and his last 4 performances, 2 in Origin and 2 for us, have been magnificent.
Yeah, they have. So obviously Latrell's got all the attributes to kill it in this game, and I'm just looking forward to see what he can do the back end of the season.
One of the great things that come out of the game the other night for me was that we're always talked about as a team that's got that great left side attack. But the other night we scored some really good tries on our right side, so we've given another threat to the opposition to have to defend.
I thought Campbell Graham on the right was, really good. He scored some good tries, and him and Tane, getting a good partnership out there. So I'm looking forward to seeing that relationship grow.
Yeah, we've got the lead in now to the playoffs. We're in a pretty good position, as we've been saying. A lot of our troops are back. Junior's out for a little while, but we're starting to get our squad back together. Now, the secret for us is to get the same sort of 17 or 18 playing together every week.
Yeah, that's the key. If we can keep the same team on the paddock, I think we're going to go a long way. But, we'll take it a week at a time and, see what happens next week against the Tigers.
I'd love to say come out to Leichhardt this Sunday to watch us, but all reports say there'll be no crowd there. But the boys will be carrying the hearts of all of you on their sleeves on the weekend when we take on the Tigers at Leichhardt, and I'm looking forward to a really good performance.
We need more of that footy action this week against the Tigers at Leichhardt Oval. And speaking of the game against the Tigers, it's time to have a look at what you need to know, proudly brought to you by What If.
Here's what you need to know about our round 16 clash against the Tigers, brought to you by whatif.com, proud travel partner of the South Sydney Rabbitohs. Did you know Rabbitohs fans have travelled to 183 cities and towns across 16 countries for holidays, work, and of course to see the team play using whatif.com/Rabbitohs. Here are some quick facts to watch out for as we head to Leichhardt Oval. AJ has once again found himself in the top try scorer seat after scoring an incredible 8 tries in just 3 games. How many will AJ score in this round? We'll have to wait and see. It's been 123 minutes since the Rabbitohs have conceded a point. It's defence that wins you games, and if South keep this up, they'll go a long way to proving their premiership credentials. The rivalry between the Tigers and the Rabbitohs has always been a good one. From Nathan Merritt's last-minute field goal to Tom Burgess's try on the buzzer and everything else in between, these matches never fail to disappoint. For the first time in what has been a normal regular season to date, Origin players will have a whole week to back up in time for the match. Welcome news for Coach Wayne Bennett. He's arguably one of West Tigers' greatest players, but this Sunday he'll be back in red and green at one of his former club's most iconic grounds. Coming off the bench, he'll be looking to haunt his old club in his first game back following the birth of his latest child. Remember, members get 15% off all select hotels through whatif.com/Rabbitohs. Use promo code Rabbitohs15 to enjoy these exclusive benefits. And now we're going to hear from our Head of Pathways, Joe, as he wraps up our Women's 2021 season, brought to you by What If.
Hi guys, welcome to another Pathways wrap brought to you by our sponsor, What If. Looking at the weekend just gone, first of all we had our Jersey flag having a much needed bye. Our women finished off their season with a great victory over the West Tigers, keeping them shut out defensively with a 14-0. Looking at our feature for this week, we want to have a look back at our Harvey Norman women's season that wrapped up on the weekend just gone. It was a very young squad this year under the lead of Dean Witters, but there was heaps to look back on with some great results, especially in the last month. Let's have a look at some of the great tries and hits from that season. It was great to stop and have a look back there at our Harvey Norman women's season just gone. We wish the best of luck, obviously, to hopefully some of the members of that squad. Hopefully they'll get announced in some WNRL teams around the traps of the next month. Talking about representative honours, another big shout out from the club, just as some of our male pathways players involved in the representative calendar at the moment. First of all, out at the New South Wales High Schools Championships, boys are involved are Tyrone Munro, Joseph Nowra and Nadi Tiapa. Best of luck to those guys. Also on the representative scene, massive shout out to Isaiah Valolo, who was recently announced in the extended squad for the Queensland Under-19s for the Origin match before Origin 3 coming up in Sydney. As always, please check our website for details closer to the match.
A great end of the season by our women's team, and we're looking forward to that progressing again in season 2022. Now, Adam Reynolds, our little halfback, he's got a fantastic boot on him. He is very close to becoming the all-time greatest first grade goal kicker in South Sydney history. Let's have a look at that boot of Adam Reynolds.
Eric Sims placing the ball, Sydney's leading rugby league first grade scorer this year. And boy, do they need his scoring ability this time. The score's locked at 10-all. This could probably clinch the game for South Sydney. In the air, not a bad-looking one, and the flags are up. And the crowd around the ground have gone wild. They're standing up as though they've won. And South Sydney are in the lead, 12 points to 10.
We are 10 minutes later for a 14-point lead. He hits it well. It is hooking back. It is there.
It's always been a dream of mine to be, or have my name in the history books here at South. Yeah, it's a bit of a weird feeling. As a kid growing up, you never sort of think about these moments or these achievements through your career, and the longer you go and obviously get closer to it, people start letting you know how close and what the record is and all that sort of stuff. So it's obviously a special feeling.
Have a look at the clock. There's a minute to go.
Yeah, this is to win the game. Otherwise, we're going to golden point.
Obviously, the ones where the game's on the lines make it a bit more special. The one against Parramatta a few years ago, Lukey Keary scored right out near the sideline and barely any time left on the clock. And being at Parramatta Stadium, all their fans sitting right behind me, giving it to me, it was a pretty good memory, putting it right between the post and, yeah, just enjoying the challenge from the fans.
The moment has come. It's right on line.
When the game's on the line, definitely want the ball in my hands, and if that means kicking a goal, I'm more than happy to take the responsibility. I appreciate the skill, obviously, that Eric has. Him having the last 2-point field goal and then obviously me kicking the first one back in the NRL, to have my name alongside these legends of the club and, you know, have my name in the record books is certainly something special, something I've never sort of thought about until, you know, the last couple of years. I still pinch myself to be in the position I am.
Off the boot, here it comes, Adam Reynolds.
And the game getting away from him as Reynolds wants this one to come back. It does up the upright.
That'll do me.
Here we go. Does he kick this? Can he get the distance?
Yes.
Boom.
It's on its way.
Boom.
Distance good. Direction good.
Yeah.
Bags everything.